Okay, model context protocol. At first glance, studying the security and maintainability of MCP servers. So, MCP is essentially a way to allow an LLM to have raw access to files and data that you would otherwise have to go to a chat like website and put it in there and upload it. So in terms of security and maintainability of these things, this study goes on to describe how 1,899 open source MCP servers were assessed for health, security, and maintainability. The issues that it found is that these servers have a kind of like this weird duality. So these LLMs, which have direct access to like actual like raw information, raw code, raw everything, instead of you copying, pasting it in, it just automatically can kind of like look at everything that you give it access to. 7.2% of servers contain general vulnerabilities. 5.5% exhibit MCP specific tool poisoning. Regarding maintainability, while 66% exhibit code smells, 14.4% contain 9 bug patterns overlapping with traditional open source software projects. What this study found was twofold. I had to take notes on this because I read it in full. First of all, these AI systems, these LLM systems with MCP, don't actually solve very many currently existing security issues versus you writing your own code and just dealing with it yourself. As a matter of fact, they overlap a lot with existing security issues. Thus my claim. So the benefits that you're getting out of these MCP systems, even though they are more deeply ingrained into your code base, for example, or into like your spreadsheets, your PDFs, all of that, they do not actually reduce significantly, maybe in a little bit, or maybe in some ways, but they significantly do not reduce the security issues that you're going to have if you were just going to just go do the code yourself, right? The other thing is that they, in a lot of cases, they add different security issues that don't exist in traditional code, which means that at best case, what you have is a minor reduction. At best case, you have a minor reduction in the amount of security, data leakage, privacy, all of that stuff that these MCP servers give you. And then you have an increased amount of variety of vulnerabilities, because you no longer have just the vulnerabilities that are known with standard hand-rolled code bases. Now you have to look at what the MCP or the LLM is doing on top of all those existing ones. And one of the issues that was found, I'm not sure if I can track down the paragraph here. Let me see if I can. I thought it was here, but maybe not. It's somewhere in here. One of the issues that comes with the new security vulnerabilities that are generated by the MCP, again, it's like deeply reaching into your data, is that it's difficult to tell where the vulnerability is because the AI is obscure in how it treats data, just like we talked about with regards to like hiding its chain of thought. In order to be deceptive about it, it's hard to tell where those new vulnerabilities exist. Not always, but there's at least some level of that. So is that a net negative, net positive? I don't see it as a net positive. I see it as a net negative because you're maybe reducing the amount of vulnerabilities you have, but you're increasing it in other ways. So again, I thought this was a good study. These numbers also look kind of small up at the top here. I just want to be clear about something. Like 7.2%, 5.5% with tool poisoning, etc. They look small, but when you compare them against the other things that you get out of like hand rolling and managing your own systems, they're not as small as you would think. And especially when you look at 2,000 open source servers and all the moving parts that are in here. So again, like, please go look at like a study like this is really good. It'll help you get a sense of things you should be aware of at the very least if you're using these systems. It's not all it's cracked out to be. MCPs is, in my opinion, a bad use case for AI in most circumstances.